Hey, Keller Williams, Daniel the Tech Trainer here, and today we're going to talk about putting a website inside of your website. Yeah, I know it sounds kind of weird, but let me show you it, and I think you may find some practical purpose for it. So, of course, we're going to start off by signing into our command, and then we're going to go over to Consumer. Once inside Consumer, we're going to find that Edit My Website button and continue on. Now at this point we do have to decide if we want to do a custom page or a landing page. For those of you that are not familiar with it, the custom page will be a custom page but still keep your navigation. If you choose the landing page, then you'll have something like whenever you create an open house, you see there's no navigation. So it's kind of, I like to think of it as kind of a dead end. So there's nice practical purposes for them, but most of the time I think you'd probably want a custom page. So we are just going to click that custom page and start filling in the blanks. So the first thing we want to do is give it a page title. Now, one of the agents that I support reached out to me wanting to put her Homes for Heroes page on her page. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like an amazing idea. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how we would do that. With that page title, we're just going to go ahead and call this Homes for Heroes. And as you see, the internal name kind of does the exact same. Page header, we'll come back to that, because once we add the module, that kind of changes slightly as well. So we're just going to hit plus here on the module, and KW seems to be adding modules here on a regular basis, but what we're looking for is going to be the iFrame embedded. If you're not familiar with what that means, don't worry about it. It literally means that you can put a website inside of a website. Now, whenever we click on it here, it's just kind of like a weird blank drop down box. Not a problem. We're going to hit create new. And that's because the actual page content, whenever we do stuff like this, it makes you create that. So think of it as like you just put a folder inside of a folder if you're trying to figure out how the navigation's working here. Internal name, we're just going to go ahead and call this one, let's just go ahead and Homes Heroes. I like to try to keep the names slightly different just to keep problems from occurring. And then it's asking for our URL. In this case, I'm just going to copy hers here and paste it. You always want to copy and paste so that it catches that HTTPS, or if it's a www. Sometimes www won't let you get to the right site. Sometimes you have to have it. So I always just copy and paste instead of trying to type it. I also try to prevent having the little navigation bars inside of navigation bars. So I have a tendency of coming over here to height, and I'll just set that to some much higher number. I'm not putting anything to the bottom of this page, so I'm not really worried about running out of space or anything like that as you scroll down. And depending on what device somebody's looking at will vary if that scroll bar appears or not. But yeah, that looks good. That looks good. I'm going to go ahead and click that save button here, and then I'm going to turn around and hit publish. Do you need to hit both? Probably not. I just have a tendency of hitting both. The save, whenever you do that, it creates these little revisions. So if you make a boo-boo along the way, you can go back and do the revisions. Publish may do that. Not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that one. But we clicked back. Sorry, in case you missed what I just did. So we created that content, but it does not auto-populate. You do have to come back, but you see how that's here now. So I click it, give it a few seconds, and oh, look at you. It's saying that it's here and that it's working and all is right with the world. Like I commented before with the page header, it's showing up here even though it wasn't showing up there before. So it just kind of pops up once you add that content. It's kind of redundant in this particular case, so I could hit the hide title, but the problem with that is that big gray box kind of remains, like it just barely shrunk at all. So I probably would go ahead and leave it. If you have some nice, pretty wallpaper graphic-y stuff, or something that is kind of branded for you, you could set that as the background image instead of having the gray bluish box there. That can be customized color-wise just slightly. That's for a discussion for another day. Today, pretty much everything's looking good, so I'm just going to hit the save button here. Got green, that's always a good sign. We're going to hit publish, cross our fingers for green again. Let's see. Alright, we got a whole bunch of green going on here. So now I'm just going to hop over to my website. I like to do a new incognito window. It's named different things if you're in different browsers. But I just don't like to be signed in. That way I know what other people will see guaranteed. Alright, so I'm just going to hop out to my site. And if everything worked, there's a more. There's a home for heroes. And when I click it, look at you go. Takes us right over to the Homes for Heroes website. Now, sadly, my little trick there didn't do fantastic. It did. I still have the scroll inside of a scroll, but not a big deal. It's, still very functional there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. There's now a website inside of a website. It shows up over here under the more. If this is the first page you're adding, that button didn't exist, and now all of a sudden it does. If you want to get some bonus points, what I would highly suggest doing at this point is we have this new URL up here. I can copy that. We'll just kind of close this window. So let's say we put that onto like a Facebook post or something like that. Whenever somebody goes to it, now not only are they getting the information in this particular case for Homes for Heroes, but they're also on your website. So if they decide that, hey, maybe it's a good time to start searching for some properties or something, they can hop on in here and start looking at some properties. So kind of get some 2-for-1 special going here. But yeah, that is how that works. Again, at any given time they can go back to that Home for Heroes or whatever URL you happen to have added there, and they have the site within the site. So I hope this helps you out. Get out there, add some sites to your website if you'd like, and we'll see you next time.